Is the UK economy really dying? Has it been overtaken by Ireland and Norway? These are questions many of us might be asking as we observe the global economic landscape. From the outside, it's easy to see the United Kingdom as a robust economic powerhouse. Its storied past and significant role in shaping the modern world is well acknowledged. But beneath the surface, there are signs of a decline that could spell trouble for the nation's future. Let's take a step back. In the world economic theater, the UK has long held a leading role. But lately, the script seems to be changing. Some smaller players are stepping into the spotlight, showing a surprising level of economic progress. Ireland and Norway in particular have made some notable strides. Ireland, once considered a poor cousin within the European Union, has transformed into a Celtic tiger, roaring with economic vitality. Meanwhile, Norway, with its prudent management of oil wealth, has become one of the world's wealthiest nations per capita. Both these nations have not just caught up with the UK, but in some measures, they have surpassed it. While the UK grapples with the aftermath of Brexit and the economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic, these smaller nations have managed to stay afloat and even thrive. But what does this really mean for the UK? Is it a momentary blip or a sign of a long-term trend? And what are the implications for the global economy? These are complex questions, and the answers aren't straightforward. The UK's economy is a vast and intricate system, influenced by a myriad of factors, from political decisions to global events. To understand the full picture, we need to delve deeper, examining the facts and figures that underpin these claims. So, is the UK economy really dying? Has it been overtaken by Ireland and Norway? The answers to these questions may surprise you. Stay tuned as we delve into the facts and figures that underpin these claims. To understand the current status of the UK economy, we need to look at the numbers. Let's start with GDP, or Gross Domestic Product. GDP is the total value of everything produced by all the people and companies in a country. It's a crucial indicator of a country's economic performance. The UK's GDP has been experiencing a slow growth rate, barely keeping pace with inflation. On the other hand, Ireland and Norway have seen their GDPs steadily rise. Ireland's tech boom and Norway's wise management of its oil wealth have fueled their economic growth. It's a stark contrast to the stagnation experienced in the UK. Next, let's look at unemployment rates. High unemployment is a sign of an underperforming economy. In the UK, the jobless rate has been creeping up. Meanwhile, Ireland and Norway have managed to maintain low unemployment rates. This suggests they are better at creating job opportunities for their citizens, pointing to a healthier economic environment. Finally, let's talk about inflation. Inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. A moderate rate of inflation is a normal part of a growing economy. However, the UK's inflation rate has been above the target set by the Bank of England. This means the cost of living is increasing faster than wage growth, squeezing the average UK household. In contrast, both Ireland and Norway have managed to keep their inflation rates within their central bank's targets. This demonstrates their ability to manage economic growth without causing undue hardship to their citizens. So, what do these numbers mean? They paint a picture of an economy that's struggling to keep up with its neighbors. The UK is facing slow growth, rising unemployment, and high inflation. Meanwhile, Ireland and Norway are experiencing robust growth, low unemployment, and controlled inflation. These figures tell a story, one of a shifting economic balance. Let's turn our attention to Ireland, a small nation making big economic strides. Ireland, fondly known as the Emerald Isle, may be small in size, but it's been making gigantic leaps in its economic growth. The country has managed to turn its fortune around and has become a shining beacon of economic prosperity in Europe. The secret to Ireland's success lies in its strategic economic policies. One of the major factors contributing to Ireland's economic growth is its low corporate tax rate. Ireland has one of the lowest corporate tax rates in the European Union, standing at a mere 12.5%. This low rate has been a major draw for multinational corporations, encouraging them to set up their European headquarters in Ireland. This move has resulted in a surge of foreign direct investment pouring into the country, stimulating its economy and creating numerous job opportunities. But it's not just the low tax rate that's fueling Ireland's economic growth. The country's thriving tech sector also plays a major role. Ireland has become a hub for tech giants, with companies like Google, Facebook, and Apple all choosing to set up their European bases in Dublin. This tech boom has led to the creation of a highly skilled workforce, further driving the country's economic progression. The low corporate tax rate and the booming tech sector have combined to create an economic powerhouse, leading to Ireland surpassing the UK in terms of GDP per capita. This is a remarkable achievement for a country that was once considered one of the poorest in Western Europe. Ireland's tale is one of economic transformation, a stark contrast to the UK's fortunes. It's a testament to the fact that with the right policies and strategic planning, even small nations can achieve great economic success. So, as we watch the UK's economy struggle, we see Ireland, a small island nation, rising to new heights of economic prosperity. Now, let's take a journey north to Norway, a nation that's also outpaced the UK. Norway, a country known for its breathtaking fjords and hardy Vikings, has also become renowned for its impressive economic performance. But what's the secret to Norway's success? It all comes down to their prudent management of their oil resources. Unlike the UK, which has squandered much of its North Sea oil wealth, Norway has been careful and strategic. The Norwegians established a sovereign wealth fund, known as the Government Pension Fund Global, back in the 90s. This fund, fueled by oil revenues, has grown to become the largest of its kind in the world, currently valued at over $1 trillion. This sensible stewardship of their natural resources hasn't just filled their coffers, it's also provided a high standard of living for its citizens. Norway consistently ranks amongst the world's happiest countries, with superb public services, excellent healthcare, and a robust education system. The wealth from the oil fund has been invested back into society, creating a cycle of prosperity that continues to benefit future generations. Compare this to the UK, where North Sea oil revenues were used to cover budget deficits and reduce taxes, rather than being invested in a strategic, future-oriented way. The contrast is stark. Norway's approach demonstrates the power of prudent, long-term planning and strategic investment. But it's not just about oil. Norway has also done well in sectors like shipping, fishing, and renewable energy. It's a diverse, resilient economy that's able to weather global economic storms, a testament to the wisdom of not putting all your eggs in one basket. So, as we look at Norway's success, we see a country that has wisely used its resources to build a vibrant, prosperous, and resilient economy. This is a stark contrast to the UK, where short-term thinking and a lack of strategic investment have led to a struggling economy. Norway's economic ascent serves as a sobering mirror to the UK's decline. Let's hope it's a mirror that reflects a future that the UK can learn from and aspire to. So, what does all this mean for the UK? Well, let's take a moment to recap and highlight the key points we've explored throughout this video. Firstly, we've seen how the UK's economy has been struggling. A series of factors, from political uncertainty to financial instability, have contributed to an economic slowdown that's been hard to ignore. This isn't just a blip on the radar, it's indicative of a broader trend that's been unfolding over the past few years. Meanwhile, Ireland and Norway have been quietly rising up the ranks. Ireland's growth has been driven by a booming tech sector and an influx of foreign investment. It's become a hub for innovation, attracting some of the world's biggest tech companies and fostering a vibrant startup scene. This has led to significant economic growth and a thriving job market. Norway, on the other hand, has capitalized on its natural resources to fuel its economy. It has managed its oil wealth wisely, investing it in a sovereign wealth fund that's now the largest in the world. This has helped insulate Norway from economic shocks and provided a steady stream of income to support public services and infrastructure. These developments have significant implications for the UK. As Ireland and Norway continue to grow and prosper, they're increasingly becoming attractive destinations for businesses and investors. This could potentially lead to a further drain on the UK's economy, as companies and capital are drawn to these thriving economies. But it's not all doom and gloom for the UK. These economic shifts serve as a wake-up call, a reminder that it needs to adapt and innovate to remain competitive on the global stage. The UK has a rich history of resilience and ingenuity, and it's these qualities that will be crucial in reversing its economic decline. As we reflect on these realities, one question remains: can the UK reverse its economic decline, or will it continue to be overshadowed by its smaller neighbors?